Hello friends! If you have been furniture shopping at all recently, you may have noticed that things are getting kind of challenging out there. There seems to be this ever-widening gap between the really cheap fast furniture that we're seeing so much of and the really high-end luxury furniture that is out of reach for most of us. And what seems to be missing is something in between. Decent quality furniture that's going to last, that is at a price point that is manageable for the average consumer. This is where the secondhand market can really come into play. And the great news that's being reported is that we are apparently about to see a massive influx of secondhand goods enter the resale market, all thanks to baby boomers. Millennials and Gen Xers, we are set to inherit a crap ton of stuff from our parents and our grandparents, and we don't really know what to do with it. I do have some personal experience with this. My dad sold our family home a few years ago, and my sister and I were able to keep a few things, but a lot of stuff just ended up getting donated. If you are someone with some boomers in your life, you might be thinking, yeah, they have a lot of stuff. I don't particularly like most of it. And it's true that different generations can have very different ideas, very different tastes when it comes to the things that we want to bring into our homes. But here's the thing, there are good finds to be had among the clutter. Quality stuff. They don't make things like they used to. And that's why these things are still around, because they've held up. I realize that these might not be the kinds of pieces we just naturally find ourselves drawn towards, but they can make some really cool and unique additions to our homes. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you some tips on what to look for and some ideas of how to incorporate these things into our spaces. Here we go. So let's just really quickly begin with a clarification of how these items are categorized. So an antique is how we define an item that is 100 years old or older. If something is considered vintage, it's usually more than 20 years old, but less than 100. When it comes to the items that we're going to be seeing from baby boomers, a lot of those are going to be vintage, but there are certainly going to be some antiques in there as well. It could be things that they inherited from their parents or things that they themselves purchased secondhand over the years. Now, depending on the style and the era, some of these things are going to be more in demand than others. Authentic mid-century modern, for example. I think we all know how popular those pieces have become. But there are also going to be some design styles that just aren't that popular. For example, newer vintage, things from like the 80s or the 90s that I think just aren't really as in demand, at least not right now. There can be some really great stuff from this time period though, so it is definitely worth knowing about and keeping an eye out for. Virginia Shamley is an antiques dealer I follow on Instagram. I think I've maybe mentioned her on the channel before. She's a great eye. She really knows her stuff. So if you're not already following her, I highly recommend that you do. She has been talking about this topic lately, and she actually just posted a list of furniture brands that are popular with baby boomers that she thinks are worth keeping an eye out for on the resale market. I was really curious about this, so I did a little hunting on Facebook Marketplace. I just wanted to see what I might be able to find here in my local area. First up, we have Henredin, which is a pretty high-end brand that I'm sure a lot of you are at least somewhat familiar with. I did not find much, just this one piece, which is still a bit pricey, but you can see that the quality is there. The next brand that she mentions is Drexel Heritage, which is a very well-known furniture line, and I was able to find this chest of drawers for $180, which I think is pretty reasonable. You have a wood drawer box, which is a good sign of a decent quality piece. There was also this sideboard, which does need a new top, but I think with a nice stone slab, this would be another lovely piece. Virginia also mentions Baker Furniture, which is another pretty high-end line, and then two other lines that I wasn't really familiar with. century and directional. Now, I couldn't really find much of anything from any of these three brands on my local Facebook marketplace, but I do definitely think that they are worth keeping an eye out for. So it would appear, at least from, well, my limited research anyway, that a lot of what you're possibly going to be finding from these brands are case goods. And, you know, a good quality wood dresser or cabinet or sideboard is going to be a really smart purchase. They just tend to be super versatile pieces that you can use just about anywhere. A bedroom, a dining room, a living room, home office, a hallway, or a front entry. And classic designs like these can work in a variety of interiors. Pair them with other classic pieces in a more traditional home, or add some more contrasting modern styles in an eclectic or contemporary space. Now, another brand that Virginia did not mention, but that I think is worth considering, is Ethan Allen. We have had an Ethan Allen here since 1982. So when I went searching Facebook Marketplace, I found a bunch of stuff, some of it newer, some of it older, but at a variety of price points. Like this chair, for example. Now you could reupholster this in a solid color or a more contemporary pattern and completely change the look. Or if you're wanting to incorporate some traditional pieces in your space, you could leave it just as it is. Now, one more brand that I want to mention, maybe not for the high quality necessarily, but for the design, is actually vintage IKEA. There is a lot of vintage IKEA out there on the resale market, and some of it is in very high demand. IKEA has even recognized this, and a few years ago they actually started reissuing some of their most iconic designs as part of their Natilvercad collection. If you are a fan of mid-century modern design, a lot of the vintage IKEA does have that sort of look to it, although there are some more postmodern styles as well. And while the more in-demand vintage IKEA are probably not pieces you're going to be able to find at typical IKEA prices, they're still going to usually be more affordable than if you were to be buying vintage items from such brands as Knoll or Herman Miller. Most of the time, anyway. I know when you're shopping secondhand, it's not always easy to identify the good pieces and recognize how to go about working with them. You spot some random piece sitting on a shelf in a thrift store among all the other stuff, and it can be really hard to envision how you could incorporate that piece into your space. So I have found a bunch of images of interiors where I think that they have styled vintage and antique pieces really well. Hopefully, these can spark some ideas and inspire you to see these pieces in fresh new ways. Floral print sofas. Now, I know this look is not going to be for everyone, but there are actually some ways that you can make a vintage floral sofa look pretty cool. Like what they've done here with the bold wall color, the interesting art, and the unusual choice of coffee table that all add to the visual tension that makes this space so unexpected and interesting. Here is another great example. I love the juxtaposition of the traditional floral sofa with the postmodern vibes of the art above. I actually found several photos of great interiors with floral sofas, so I have put them on a Pinterest board and I will have it linked in the description. And the great thing about a vintage floral sofa is that they're pretty easy to come by on the resale market, usually at very good price points. And if you get tired of the floral, you can put new fabric on it. You know, if you got a great, solid, high quality sofa for an excellent deal, then it's absolutely worth spending the money to have it reupholstered. So this is an image that we have talked about before. This is Rita Koenig's house, and I love this room. I love the warmth. I love how eclectic it is. There's just such a great mix of unexpected patterns and art. So when I found this Ethan Allen chair on Facebook Marketplace, I thought you could absolutely recreate this kind of look. Now, $1,500 might not seem like a great bargain to everyone, but considering that I then found these on Cherish for $12,750, $1,500 doesn't seem too bad. I just love this whole composition. The quirky piece of art juxtaposed against the more classic wallpaper, the colorful upholstered bench contrasting the piano. Someone I follow on Instagram had mentioned that they see free pianos on their local Facebook marketplace all the time, so I checked it out, and there were so many free or very inexpensive pianos. So I'm gonna say, however, if you are thinking about bringing a piano into your home, I feel like it should either be because of sentimental reasons, like it belonged to a family member, or because someone in your home is actually going to play that piano from time to time. Because to me, the idea of a piano as a decorative object just sitting in a house and never being played, that just feels really sad. Another item I think you should definitely keep an eye out for is vintage art. I've been seeing a lot of examples lately of like antique portrait art that I think are really interesting. And then there's also, of course, like vintage landscapes. These are usually really easy to thrift, and either of these are going to make really cool additions to a gallery wall. And don't sleep on vintage lamps, my friends. There are so many great styles out there. I see these squiggle lamps quite often, and I'm also really into these zigzag plaster lamps. I came so close to buying a table lamp version of this. It was a really good price. I was just concerned it was going to be a little too large for where I was going to place it, so didn't end up going for it. I've been seeing lately a lot of like 80s style postmodern lamps. And I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but if you like them, then that's great news for you because you're probably going to have more luck finding them and they might even be at better price points. Like, check this one out. If you are looking for something weird or a bit quirky, this might just be the lamp for you. Quilting, I think, has been a pretty popular hobby among baby boomers, so it's really not surprising to see a lot of quilts popping up on the secondhand market. I mean, look at this. I think this is beautiful for $180. Like, you can barely find a basic duvet cover for that. Even a very classic quilt pattern can be a gorgeous addition to a modern home. I love them on a bed, obviously, but quilts can also make great and affordable wall hangings. Since I was a teenager, I have had a gorgeous patchwork quilt that was made for me by a family friend, and it is still one of my favorite possessions. If you spend much time in antique stores, you've probably noticed that there is a lot of vintage china out there. And given that fine china has kind of fallen out of favor, it's often available at very good prices. Or maybe you've inherited some vintage china and you're not really sure what to do with it. If you like the idea of a pretty china pattern, but you don't want it to look too formal or feel dated, try mixing different colors and patterns and combining them with solid colors to sort of tone everything down a bit. Just make sure that the china that you're using is safe because some older china can contain lead. If you do have dishes that aren't safe to eat on, you could try using them as decor. I think a display of plates in a kitchen or a dining room can be a great form of wall art. Wrought iron is a material that has had its moments in interiors, and lately I've been noticing that it seems to be making a resurgence. A search for wrought iron on Facebook Marketplace brought up a bunch of different stuff. From beds to patio sets to plant stands and some very unique candle holders. I love the idea of adding the occasional ornate piece of wrought iron like these to a clean, contemporary space in need of a little character. If your mom was anything like my mom, she loved a good craft sale, and one of her favorite purchases to make at a craft sale was handmade pottery. Some vintage pottery that's in high demand can definitely be on the pricier side, but there are also lots of lesser known pieces that can be very affordable. Handmade pottery tends to have a warm, organic quality to it that makes it a great addition to just about any interior. All right, friends, that is everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love talking about vintage. It's one of my favorite topics. If any of you have any tips or advice on how you like to go about vintage shopping or, things that you like to buy secondhand that I maybe didn't mention, leave a comment. Let's discuss it. Thank you again for being here. If you haven't yet subscribed, that would be great. like, hype, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you for joining me. I hope we see you again at the next one, and bye for now.